True transformation cannot happen without a renewal of the mind. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Mind over matter. If the pain of where you are never exceeds the pain of change, you will always remain the same. Through a renewal of the mind, and it takes a process. True transformation, mind over matter. Change your mind, you change your life. Change your life. You gotta go through it to grow through it. Mind over matter. Be clear.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Mind Over Matter podcast. I am Canion. We got a full crew tonight. Give it to us, Taylor.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Taylor. Say what's up, El.
Yo, what up, El Boogie? Coach Lynch in the building. And tonight I got my lovely wife. Say what's up, Wendy.
What's up, Wendy?
That's a good one. All right, check it out, y'all. Today's topic is countdown or lockdown. That's right. I said it right. Countdown or lockdown. I know y'all out there talking about when they talk about somebody in jail, somebody got locked up. What? Nah, we just talk about starting rituals to taking action, man. And since we just came off some stuff about life after death and what you got to kill in order for something to live, people acknowledging what they got to kill, but now it's, you know, they got to take action. Right, Ken?
Right.
Yeah,
they got to take action. So today, we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about, number one, why taking action is important. Mm-hmm. Okay? And we're going to talk about the physiological reason, the mental reason, and the emotional reason why taking action is important. And we're going to talk about how to take action. Because a lot of times, though, Lynch, they tell you take action, but they don't tell you how to do it. Yeah. Which, i.e., we're talking about the countdown. That's good. We got a methodology for them today that's going to, I mean, it's so
I think
deep,
we experts on it, too.
Experts are using it.
We're going to use it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And we got a story, y'all, to tell y'all.
A couple stories.
That's going to really help you in doing that. But before we get there, you wrote about taking action.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did.
So let's get started. How you want to start this?
All right. Dang, man. I wrote something in my book before, and it said, action is the means by which we experience the manifestation of our desires. And, I just said that because, whatever you desire, it has to have a corresponding action. You can't just desire something and think that it's going to fall into your lap. There's a bunch of people who desire like the life that I have as a trainer and a gym owner and a supplement owner and a person who wrote a book and does motivational speaking, but they don't understand the corresponding actions that had to take place leading up to all the things that I possess now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, also, people don't understand that, the capacity to which you gotta act, because I use a term called massive action, right? I use terms called outer action and inner action in my book, right? And I also tell people that 1 hour worth of inner action saves you 7 hours, or is equivalent to 7 hours of outer action. Wow. So when I talk about interaction, I'm talking about programming your subconscious mind. I'm talking about, all the different things that you need to do to that we're going to talk about. Yes. Some of that stuff, right? That's going to save you a bunch of outer action. But, people like us people like us, and I'm going to consider myself successful because, I like to say that the things that I desire, I learned how to manifest them. So to me, that makes me successful. It's not a dollar amount on it. It's when I have an idea, when I have a vision, when I have a goal, when I have a desire, I do everything that I need to do to see that through. So that is what, kind of makes me successful.
That's good. So here's what we're going to do. We got the crew. Mm-hmm. Okay, Wendy, glad you're with us. But I want to start it off with this, because there are a lot of people listening to this, and I want to ask, why do you think people don't take action? Mm-hmm. They get an unction in their spirit. There's something that they want to do. There's something that they think about that maybe they feel like God put on them, or an idea that comes to them, or something that we've desired in our life. But tell me the reason why you think people don't take action, because we got to address that first. Before we address taking action, we got to nip it in the bud of why you don't do it. So why do you think, Wendy?
I think
that people talk themselves out of taking action, and they don't have the focus that they need in order to see the action through. Like, for instance, if I say I want to go on a 2-mile run, and I'm like, but you know what? If I do that, it may set me back in time, and I'll be late for church. So you find a reason not to do it, and you talk yourself out of it.
Good.
There you have it.
So lack of focus is what you just said. That's good right there. That's a good reason right there.
You know, every time you say that word focus, I feel like that day we was taking the tapes out.
That's a private joke.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Keep going.
Taylor, why do you think people don't take action? Why do you think?
For myself, I guess I could say I'm scared.
Fear.
For real.
Fear is good.
I guess we talk about it all the time too. If you sit in a room long enough, you can talk yourself out of something.
Wow, that's true.
Fear.
So fear has stopped you before?
Yeah.
Okay. And the fear seems real at the time.
Yeah, but then, like, as time goes on, you're like, man, I really should have did it. I shouldn't have let that hold me back. You know what I mean? When you really see that it's not as bad as you think it is.
Because you know they say fear and faith are the very same thing.
Yes, they are.
It's a response to something that hasn't happened yet.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. It's belief in the unseen.
Exactly.
So you either believe in that, you know, that is going to be helpful or harmful. Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's the same exact definition.
Exactly.
Same exact definition.
What you think, yeah?
There's actually 3 things. You know, I've been studying this stuff.
Let's get into it.
All right. There was. Can I say one thing that's not in the 3?
Give it to him.
That everybody out there can relate to. This is not in the 3. All right. I mean, it's in the 3, but it's not the 3 main ones. But one of them, one thing is like off the top is people just don't feel like doing it. That's why they don't take action.
Would that fall under procrastination, or would that fall under laziness? What would that fall under?
It's gonna fall under one of these 3 that I'm about to give you right now. All right. So the first one is these aren't the 3 points, but these are the actual 3 things that come in why they don't take the action.
Good. Okay.
All right. So one of them is the brain. All right, which we're going to talk about today. That's going to be like our main. That's going to be like our main topic, basically. But one of them is the brain. All right. The second one is success. All right, and the third one is fear, like she said. So basically, like the more successful people are, they basically it's harder for them to change.
Wow.
So you understand what I'm saying? So they won't take action in a different direction if they think, well, this has been working for me this long, and I've been doing it this way.
Gotcha.
So you understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So it's very hard to get a successful person to do something totally different. You understand what I'm saying? So, and then fear, y'all just talked about fear, but basically, like, there's always going to be, and you said it too, that a certain amount of hesitation before you start doing something, and that's fear.
That's good stuff right there. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 3. The brain.
Yeah, the brain. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The brain.
The success and fear.
Yep. And I think the major obstacle is the major obstacle out of the 3 is the brain. And that's where you come in to talk about, like the prefrontal cortex and all that other type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
So we're going to get into this. Now, if we know those reasons are the reasons people don't take action.
Yeah.
And we do know that taking action does so much for them. Mm-hmm. So we know why they don't take action. Mm-hmm. But what we do know, and research says this, that if everybody knows, anybody who's ever been successful at anything, first thing you got to do is start. The Bible even talks about it. Faith without works is dead.
Right.
I mean, so whether it's spiritual and practical, the thing that we all know is you got to do something to get something.
That's right. That's
you got to do something to get something.
Right.
So if that's the case, somebody listening to this podcast is saying, I got this great idea. I want to go back to school. I want to do this. I want to apply for this new job. I mean, people think about it on your job,
that's good stuff.
Wendy, that they want to move up and they don't, and they are just so afraid, or either they're complacent because they've been successful, like you said, or their brain is telling them, you know what? Nah.
Yeah.
If I try this, you know what? They're not. People are not gonna like me once I move up. Once I move up, so they create a multitude of excuses for them not to take action.
Right.
That being said, what we have to do is show them why they have to take action. Because everything that you will attain in this life will come as a result of your action.
That's right. That's right.
Period.
Yep.
If you're going to change your children's life, your children have to see you taking action. Yeah. If you're going to change your marriage, you got to take some action.
You know how I sum that up in the book? Actions determine results.
Action return. I love that.
It. And results come from rituals. And we just talk about, actions that you do on a consistent basis. That's what rituals are. That's why we
say that. Hold on.
Yeah,
say that again. We got to say that. So I'm going to write this down. I said
results come from rituals.
No. Before that. Action what?
Actions determine rituals.
Y'all hear that?
I mean, actions determine results. Right.
Actions determine results.
Right.
So if you're ever going to want any results in life, in any area,
right,
you got to do something.
But results come from rituals. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the formula.
Expound on that.
This is the formula. This is the formula. Actions determine results, and results come from rituals. All right?
Okay.
What are rituals? Rituals are actions you do consistently. You see how it goes back to the beginning of the actions determine results. Results come from rituals, and rituals are actions done consistently. Wow. It's just all it is a cipher. 360. That's up top. That's up top coming out of me. Kid looked at me like, yo, what you talking about? Cipher. He's like, yo, that's a fancy word for a circle, son. You got me.
That's why when they rap in a cipher, they're in a circle.
Yeah, boy, he went around with rap. He went around with rap.
A cipher?
Yikes.
Oh, man. Word for a circle, right? Okay, yes. I'm good now. Okay, I got it. That's deep. That's good.
But I've read that people only do things because of three things. They only do things that they paid to do. They only do things that they push to do, and they only do things that they have a deep personal connection to.
Okay.
Wow.
That's why they need starting rituals when they got to kill something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, that's why this is so dope, because it's tied in to last week's podcast. Matter of fact, the whole joint is so dope, man, because we've been tying everything in since the beginning of the year, man.
Yeah.
Man, this is dope, man. We probably got the dopest podcast on the planet. The thing is, we already know it. The planet got to catch up to us.
Right.
Whoa, we out of space if the planet got to catch up to us, son. But let's go back to the joint, because I might get crazy. Jackson on him.
I bet you was a nice rapper though.
I was
MC Kill.
MC Kill. That was last week. I had to kill something.
I know y'all been married for a few years. Have you heard any of his rap?
No.
Yo, shout out to my homie Dodge, man.
Man. Come on. I used to rap. I saw the video.
You seen it, right?
Oh yeah. The Christmas body rap. Yeah. It was nice, but like a bar.
I wrote it.
He was nice.
Like a bar.
Well, the thing was I had a group and they all wanted to shine, so I had to let them. You know what I mean?
It's supposed to be a fun event,
and I got too serious on it. But look, hold on, real quick though. Today I was studying, and it was like 3 signs that somebody is going to be successful or rich or something like that. And they was like, he's super competitive. So I took the fun rap song thing we were supposed to do. Yeah, I wrote the rap. I'm like, yo, shut up. Somebody Google the lyrics to this song real quick so I can switch them up. Yo, it was just super competitive. That's how you know your boy, successful.
That's good though, baby.
But go ahead, man. I don't know where we was at. Go ahead.
So here's what we're going to do. Because now we know why they need to take action.
Right.
Straight up. Mm-hmm. Nothing happens until you do something.
True.
So, but the next part of this is we have to tell them how to take action. Because it's easy for us to say, take action, take action, take action, take action. But they don't know how. Because here's why. Because most times you need to take action, you don't feel like taking action.
Word.
That's the problem.
Right.
I don't feel like doing it. I don't want. You tell me I got to go work out. I got to be at the gym at 5:30.
Right.
I don't feel like doing it. Right. So consequently, what happens? I don't.
You don't do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now,
can you tell your story?
I'm gonna tell it in a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell it in a minute.
Go ahead.
I know you want me to tell it.
No, I was just saying that would have been perfect right there.
I'm gonna tell it right now. I'm gonna tell it right now.
Gracias.
We always have a story every week. So we're going to introduce you all to this thing called the 5-second rule. Mm-hmm. And the 5-second rule is very profound. Lynch and I began studying this a couple months ago.
2 months ago,
About 2 months ago, we began studying this from a book called The 5-Second Rule, and by this author, Mel Robbins. And it's funny because when we started studying it, we were like, at first, because we studied a lot of books together. And, I said, when we read it together, we always go back and forth. And the one thing about anything we do, y'all, we have to implement it. Once you read it,
you gotta implement
it right away.
Yes.
All right. So that being said, the 5-second rule talks about how you actually begin to take action. So because remember what I said, you're not going to feel like doing it. So it shows you how to trick your brain, and we'll go into that in a second. So let me tell you what I did. There was a hard conversation that I had to have with my aunt recently because my sister passed, and my aunt was really close to my sister. And she wanted to make some decisions about her estate. And, I didn't necessarily want to make those decisions or the same decisions. So there was a little friction there. Now, because my aunt and my sister were so close, I wanted to include her in it. I just didn't want to deal with it, really. Right. And, but it fell on me. I had to deal with it. So I had to have some uncomfortable conversations with my aunt. And I didn't want to do it. I avoided it for literally weeks. Wow. But nothing gets done when you do that. Right. Now, here I am, because how many of us are in uncomfortable situations that we avoid? And so I called my man L up, Coach Lynch, before the situation. Now, we're studying this book. Right. And so I'm telling him, iron sharpeneth iron. I'm like, I got this situation, man. I don't want to deal with it. I mean, but here's what it is. And, I want him to give me I call somebody who's going to give me an honest opinion, who ain't scared of me, who's just going to tell me straight up what it is.
And you value the opinion.
And I value it. Yeah. It's got to be somebody you respect and you value them at the same time. Yeah. So we had a conversation, and he was like, well, you know what you need to do. Okay, I know what I need to do. Because we read the book. He said, you just got to do it. So I don't know how many days went by.
It was only a couple.
It was only a couple days. It wasn't long.
Because you called me back. And it was like, I talked to my aunt.
So I said, listen, here's what I'm going to do. I decided I'm stop thinking about it. Because in the 5-second rule, what it does, it shows you how to stop thinking about what you're doing. I just literally said 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I dialed my aunt's number. And she picked up the phone. And then I told her what I had to tell her. The conversation was so pleasant. I was amazed because, again, the fear in me, like, oh, man, it's going to be negative. It's going to be this. I'm going to get upset. She going to get upset. And I called Lynch back. I was like, yo, dog, I did it. I actually did it. Because with the 5-second rule, it's about the times when you don't want to do it. Because how many times motivation and all that stuff, most times the things you need to do, the unction you get, it's you don't want to do them. Right. And the 5-second rule helped me to actually spring into action, do it, and now I got a result that I wanted from it. Yeah. So because of that, our relationship is better. The estate is moving forward. Everything we wanted to do has happened as a result of me employing this rule. So I just wanted to tell people that, because in a minute we got to give them how the rule works. But I just wanted to tell you I actually used it. And man, you know what I got to say? I'm using it now in everything. Every single day. Yeah. Things I don't want to do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it works.
Right. Because you turned it into a ritual.
I turned it.
Right. Which is an action you do consistently.
Yeah. But what she did in the book, she told me, because I'm kind of a science guy too.
She told you.
Well, no, not me.
She told you. She called him up and said, yo, go to my page in the book.
Right. I mean, I felt like she was talking to me.
Oh, she was definitely talking to you.
She explained the science behind it, which we'll get to in a minute. But I wanted to ask Wendy, you said you had a 5-second rule experience. Explain to the people.
Well, my 5-second rule experience is actually daily for me. I have to be to work at 7:30 in the morning, and I like to do cardio 3 times a week. So after Lynch wakes me up, when he leaves, I fall
unintentionally.
Right. In any case,
and what time is that, Boo? Tell the listeners what time is that I wake you up unintentionally.
No, E.T. One day I cried.
What time does that mean? What time is that?
That's about 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So back to my story, Lynch.
Go ahead.
So I had to tell myself 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to get up. But before ever reading this book, I was doing it on my own. And I think one morning that you were home, you heard me doing it, and you were like, Wendy, it's the science behind it. It's the science behind it. So after knowing that it was the science behind it, I just implemented it in everything that I do.
Word.
So, I mean, it works for me.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a daily routine.
Yeah.
And
Tell us about what you did the other day.
Well, no, that was this morning.
Oh, this morning?
Yeah, this morning. What happened was, I got up because, we don't like to tell them what today is, but all right. So this is one of my days where I can actually sleep in, right? And I had to be somewhere, so it was like 6:16, right? 6:16, and Wendy shook me, and she was like, "Boo, it's 6:16. You got to get up." And I kind of still just laid there.
Seconds went by.
Yeah. So Wendy she was like right in my ear. She said 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, your boy hopped right up, man. Like, it was countdown or lockdown. You feel me? Like, I had to get up and go.
Countdown.
It was countdown or lockdown. I was gonna stay locked down in that bed right there, man. You know what I'm saying? It was dope though. But for real. But Taylor got we ain't heard much from Taylor, and she got a 5-second story.
You got a 5-second story?
Yeah, she got one.
Okay, give it to her.
Okay, so it was definitely my birthday. And you know how, it's a new year, so I'm like, okay, this is when I'm going to start implementing new things. I'm going to wake up an hour earlier before I work out, give my little bit of time to God, right? So the first day I was going to start this, I didn't have a ride to the gym. So I texted, I texted Dre, I texted all kind of people trying to get a ride. I was like, all right, it's not going to happen. So then I was like, all right, I'm supposed to start the big boy class today. I can't, if I don't go today or tomorrow, I'm thinking this the day before. If I don't go tomorrow, I'm not going to do it. I'll talk myself out of it for a whole other week until Ken get back, right? Wow. So then I was like, all right, well, no excuse. Text Lynch. I literally texted Lynch, and he was like, Taylor. He didn't even say yes or no. This was Taylor. I get to the gym by 4 a.m.
Are you sure?
No, he didn't ask. Are you sure?
I said I'll be at your house at 3:45.
Exactly.
That's right.
He definitely got to my house at 3:50. I woke up at 3 a.m. because I was like, I cannot miss this ride. I gotta make it.
Did you do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 when you called him?
What she called?
When I texted him, because I was scared.
Because you didn't want to text him.
I took all day to send that text. I knew in my mind that morning I was going to have to text Lynch. I already knew, but I was scared because I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to wake up, and then he gonna really hold me accountable because now he's really gonna kill me on my birthday. It's really gonna happen.
Wow, that's deep.
Right.
The fact is, you just said something interesting that you didn't want to do it. But you did it anyway.
Yeah.
You text Lynch anyway.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I literally type the text, and you just throw your phone down. I was just like, all right.
I don't want to deal with that.
He's already gonna say yes.
And I typed her whole name back. I'm like, Taylor.
Right.
You know what you asking me? Yo, your boy get up at 2:45.
I liked it. You can messages on the iPhone.
On the iPhone, you like the message?
I liked it.
Okay. So what we found is this actually works. So let's get into the science behind it and what she told me.
Go ahead. Talk about what she told you. I chime in somewhere.
So this is what the science. She says, now think about this, y'all. Everybody listening. The science is this. Whenever you get, and there's a definition that she uses. And she said the definition goes like this. The 5-second rule works like this. Whenever you get an unction to do something about your life, okay, you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And then you spring into action.
Yeah.
Okay? She said, because, here's why. And it makes so much sense. The science is this, is that your brain, its only responsibility, besides running your body and running everything you do, its main responsibility is to protect you, to keep you alive.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And whenever the brain perceives danger, anything that is dangerous or uncomfortable
yeah.
for you, the brain does what it calls It's a spotlight effect.
The spotlight effect, yeah.
And the spotlight effect does, well, for instance, the brain makes it bigger than it is. Case in point. So the way it works, the brain makes you do what you actually hesitate. So you get this idea. Here's how it works in real life. You get this idea, I'm going to go talk to my boss about a raise.
Right.
Okay? And then instead of going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go and talk to your boss. Once you get the unction to do so, what you do? You hesitate.
Right.
Yeah.
You hesitate. And when you hesitate, the brain senses that there's something uneasy about this thing going on in your head.
Right.
So what it does is it puts spotlight on it.
Right.
And says, okay, if you go.
But it say in 5 seconds, it kills the interest.
Kills the interest.
In 5 seconds, too. Wow. So I didn't know that until I watched another video of her, because she don't never really go into that part of it. She just said she used the 5-second rule to start it, but she didn't tell us that until I watched another seminar of hers where she said in 5 seconds the brain kills the interest of whatever you have in that something with the spotlight effect.
It kills it because it makes it seem like it's worse than it is, because it wants to protect you from hurt. You go to your boss, you will get your feelings hurt, rejection, anything. So the brain says, no. Look, you know what's going to happen if you go in there. If you apply for that job, you know what's going to happen. You know, if you get up at the gym early in the morning, you're going to be tired the whole day. You see what I'm saying? So the brain does that to protect you. Now, go ahead.
Let me jump in real quick. Because, she said that the brain overestimates the amount of tension that's on you. Like you just said that, right? It overestimates the amount of attention that's on you, right? And she was talking about a study. She was talking about a study where they had a bunch of students go in this room with this shirt of, I forgot who it was, but the shirt, all the kids thought it was like hideous or whatever. So it was a face of I forgot who it was, but anyway, they all walked in this room and they had these people that were all the way on the other side of the room, and I think they might even been facing the other way or something like that, and it was 50 people or something like that. It was 50 of them, and they asked the kids how many of those people you thought seen you with that shirt on. Okay. And when they finally got down to it and asked the people how many they seen, like they only seen like 20% of the people with that shirt on, as opposed to the kids thinking that everybody saw them. You understand what I'm saying? So they were showing how much your brain overestimates the attention that's on you.
Because the shirt was ugly.
Because
they're thinking that everybody saw it.
But nobody is paying you no mind.
Right. They ain't even paying you no mind.
So I get that every day. People come in the gym and they like, I don't want nobody watching me, and what if I'm not doing it right? I'm like, you think somebody is paying you some mind while they doing a snatch with a 90-pound dumbbell? Like they trying to not let the dumbbell fall on their face. Ain't nobody worried about if you can't do a bicep curl. That is if you ain't do the burpee right and your shirt flew up, nobody was paying you no mind because they doing burpees too.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's
Go ahead.
Right. So that shows you how the brain acts.
Wow.
Hey, has it ever happened to y'all?
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to any of y'all? That didn't happen to me before. Now that I understand it, things in my life before where I'm like, nah, and here's how it works subtle though. Here's how it works. You get this idea. You want to do something. And then what the brain does, you hesitate, say, I don't know. And the brain says, you know what? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't start a business. You know why I would start a business? Because you're going to lose money. You're going to fail. Everybody going to be laughing at you. And then that's going to set you back for the next 5 years.
Right.
Your wife ain't going to support you. It tells you. Then all of a sudden, you say, start a business is not a good idea.
Let me tell you.
That's
the inner me. The inner me. Yeah. But let me tell you what happens when that happens. Your brain gets flooded with cortisol.
Okay.
Right. Wow. All right. Now, and cortisol is a stress hormone.
Stress hormone. Yes.
Right. And when that happens, guess what? You don't feel like doing nothing.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's deep.
That is super deep.
That's deep. But that happens to everybody, though.
It happens to everybody.
Right.
Wow.
As soon as you start to think about it too long, then what? The brain steps in to protect you.
Right.
And then it wants to protect you. Then all of a sudden it floods it with cortisol.
Yeah.
And if it floods it with cortisol, you produce that, which is the stress hormone.
Stress hormone, yeah.
Right. And then after that, you don't feel like doing anything.
That's so true.
Because you get lazy, you get lethargic.
Yeah.
Every time, if you think of people who have too much cortisol, and they're like, if you look at them, look, they're overweight, they're lazy, they're lethargic, they don't want to work out, they don't want to do things that they need to do, they procrastinate, they take all the time. So that's a major science right there.
That's major science.
Word.
We're kicking it to your mind over matter, baby. So now,
Go ahead.
Now,
we ain't done.
Wendy, you read the book, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So you read the book. Now, you understand the science behind it, right? Once you don't feel like it, right?
Right.
So explain it to us.
Once you don't feel like,
Like once, so now she tells you what to actually do when you do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you know what happens after that?
well, you act after that. Well, I mean,
Okay.
like your brain is shifting gears.
Now we get that. All right, let's go. Your brain starts shifting gears.
Yeah, your brain starts shifting gears, and you pretty much you follow your mind. I mean, you follow your body and not your mind, and your mind will follow after that. So you just have to physically move.
That's good. That's good.
Hey, that's your wife.
That's real good.
That's your wife,
Yeah,
baby.
I be rubbing off a little bit. You know what I mean? Every now and then we rock Nikes though. You know what I mean? Just do it. You feel me? Yeah, just do it.
She said something powerful, though, Lynch.
Yeah.
She said your brain. Now, what was that? She said so explain to them what happens.
All right, so what happens is you have to actually take the physical action,
Right.
the physiological action,
Yes.
so that you can trick your brain into knowing that, okay, look, this is not as bad as you think it is.
Yeah.
We're going to start working, and then now all of a sudden we're going to get a better sense of what's going on, so we can kill the fears and all that different type of stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's why we got to get them to take that action. But go ahead, though. Go ahead.
So check this out. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper than that.
Go ahead.
What happens?
I'm gonna come back in.
When this emotion happens. Stress is a part of emotions. That's a part of your limbic brain.
Right.
Part of your brain where the emotions happen. Right. So because the emotions happens and your brain has put a spotlight on it, it says, don't do this. Okay? That's why the cortisol is released and all of that. What happens when you actually take the action, it engages another part of your brain. The frontal cortex. Okay? When you engage engage the other part of your brain and you actually do it, you start doing the action, then it switches from the limbic to the frontal cortex. So what does that do? What that does is now you've actually tricked your brain. It's a form of it's called metacognition, when you actually trick your brain into, now the brain says, okay, you took the action, you're supposed to be doing this action.
Yeah.
Whereas a minute ago, it told you, you know what? You weren't supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
But because you did the action anyway, the brain falls in line as, oh yeah, we're supposed to be doing that action.
Right.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
So taking the action actually engages another part of your brain. That's why we're telling the people, look, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and start doing it. Man, this book has been amazing. And y'all know, if it wasn't amazing, we wouldn't be promoting it on our podcast.
Right.
Telling you go out and get another book, because we got books ourselves. But we do know the philosophy is powerful.
Yeah.
It is utterly powerful. So what do we want people to do from this point moving forward? What would you like people to do, Taylor? Get it. They got this information now. So what do we want them to do with it? They already told us last week of things they need to kill in their life, right?
Right.
They need to kill this stuff. So now that you've got the countdown on, you got the countdown, or you're gonna be locked down.
Right.
So what do you want them to do with this knowledge?
So every time you are about to encounter something that you already said you're gonna kill. So let's say it's procrastination. you coming across something that you know, all right, well, I was supposed to clean my room a week ago. Or I was supposed to clean, just simple. It can always be simple stuff. You can start with something really small for procrastination. I was supposed to clean my room a week ago. So right when you think, oh, nah, but I'm tired, or I'm hungry, or I want to go do this, just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
just
do.
And do it.
Right, just do it. Don't even think about it. Don't think about your stomach grumbling anymore. That's a distraction.
Wow.
Just do it.
That's good.
Just do it.
That's good. Wendy, what do you want to tell them to do?
I'll say take action. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop hesitating and start taking small moves forward.
Yeah,
That's good.
It was a part, I don't know if you guys remember this part, but I think she said one of the guys said, well, why can't I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Time goes on, but if it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's no more time. So
That's a
You
good
gotta blast
observation right there. Because somebody
blast off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. You got to go.
But the reason she said that is because 2 reasons. Number 1, when you count forward,
Yeah, you can keep going.
you can keep going.
Keep
You keep going.
keep going.
But when you count back, what the brain is inherently used to producing an action at the end of a countdown.
Right. Right.
That's the reason why that actually works.
Right.
So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9,
Yeah,
10.
you just gonna keep it going. It was another dude in the book though. There's another dude in the book. He called her up and he said, "Yo, look, 5 seconds was too long for me. I sure did the 3."
Yeah.
He said 5 seconds. I started talking myself out of it in 5 seconds. He said I went 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
That's good if you
Word.
really
That's good.
5 Mississippi.
Yeah. You start procrastinating with the 5. Word.
Wow.
I can see that. That's good.
That's good.
That's really good.
Lynch, what would you give? What would you tell them to do? With this information?
Man, listen. What I would tell them is to marry impulse with your behavior. If you have an impulse to do something, then I need to basically you need to have a corresponding behavior or action with that. And the first imprint on creating a new neural pathway is doing something physical. So, before we used to tell ourselves, the body won't go nowhere, the mind don't tell it to go. When in actuality, there's new science out there where the body can actually tell the mind, yo, catch up, I'm about to go over here. Wow. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the first imprint that, you can have on creating a new neural pathway. So, everybody pretty much knows what they want, you know what I'm saying? And it's always pretty simple, but it's not easy. You know exactly what you need to do to change, but it's just a matter of whether you feel like it or not. That's why you need these starting rituals in your life. And the one thing that you all need to know out there is that the brain never stops growing and expanding. You know what I'm saying? That's why you should never be able to be stuck in anything that you're doing, because the brain can always grow. Like, it's old science out there that said like the brain stopped growing at 25, but it's new science out there now that actually says that the brain don't never stop growing until you die. So it always expands on. That's why you always keep learning new stuff. Like I go to church, I be around Ken, I be around y'all. Like, I learn something every single day. So the brain is always growing and expanding just because of the simple fact that it can. So if you should never be able to be stuck in anything that you do.
That's good.
So we got to go out there and take some action in some form of fashion. If it's going to, if it's just going to step in that one, just the smallest step in that direction, man, just take it. And man, the universe is going to conspire to assist you, man. But you got to take action.
That's good.
That's really good.
Only thing I can say is this, and wrapping this up, is that just remember this: motion creates emotion.
Yes.
Motion creates emotion. The more you do something, the more you're going to want to do it later. But it doesn't start. But it starts with the motion. So you got to do that first. I always say this, and just like she said in the book, she said something so profound, and I remember this. And what she said was, we think that we are thinking beings who are emotional.
Yes, yes.
But she said, in actuality, we are emotional beings who think. Okay?
Yeah,
so
does that make us women?
Right. We are all emotional. All.
Hey, that's funny. Hey, look, that's funny.
Even further.
Hey, look, you know what? On that note,
it's mind over matter. Yo, if you don't mind, take action, y'all. Word up. We need y'all to take action, all right?
All right.
Mind over matter. Change your mind, you change your life. Change your life. You gotta go through it to grow through it. Mind over matter. Be clear.